Hi guys, welcome to another week of What Sold with Jessica at the thrift store, also unique sales. I got quite a few sales this week. It was a great week. I got a total of 39 sales. 16, 14, 45 is the total that came in, and 12, 19, 71 is the profit. I got sales on all 5 of my platforms. That doesn't happen very often, so that was an exciting thing this week for me. I'm going to go through not the top of my sales. I'm not doing just the top, but I am doing 20 of my $30 and up sales this week. Just to show you a few things that might raise your ASP, things to look for when you're out in the wild looking. So let's go for it. First one up, I'm going to put them right here, was a pair of Monster High dolls. You'd be surprised how much some of these can be worth. Always comp them. I found these in a toy bag on a Goodwill wall. They sold for $69.86 and I took home $48.07. Next up, I have a Polo Ralph Lauren, any vintage Polo Ralph Lauren. I just did a post today about it. Love it. It sells. I always pick it up. This sold on Depop for $42.50 and I took home $35.07. Next up, another Depop sale, a Nikon camera. I picked up at a yard sale for $5. I ended up buying a $6 battery on Amazon to go with it. So it was a working complete unit for someone. I got an offer for $75 on it and it sold for $65.54. A VHS lot of Nickelodeon tapes, kid shows. I had SpongeBob and Rugrats in this lot. Sold in one day for $31.38. My take home was $28.95. Macari woke up this week. It was a miracle. Haven't had a sale on Macari in a while. If you've been watching my videos, you know. But this week it woke up. I got one of my vintage Disney Tower of Terror shirts that sold. I got an offer for $81.10 and I went ahead and took it. Took home $72.30. It's a Sony CD player, boombox, whatever you want to call them. Also had a cassette and radio. I picked it up for $4.50 at a local store this week, and it sold for $62.88. My take home $42.71. That was a one-day sale as well. I finally got my Magnolite pot listed this week, and it was also a one-day quick sale. I found this at my local Goodwill. I think I paid $10 for it, and it sold for $62.87. My take home after shipping, fees, all that stuff was $39.94. Nice quick flip. Always on the lookout for those. That's the first one I've ever found in the wild. Next up, another camera. This one is actually, the film was worth more than the camera, but I went ahead and allotted them together. This is Kodak with the Kodak film, all new old stock, and accepted an offer of $40 and took home $32. Cinch vest, Great Western brand. Always on the lookout for it. Sold for $43 pretty quick. Took home $34.71. Etsy sale. Hunchback of Notre Dame. Vintage little like overnight suitcase. Sold for $30. I took home $25 on that one. A pair of Lucky brand shorts. These were really cool. They had clovers in different places all over them. They were definitely vintage Y2K 90s, and yeah, they were really cool. Sold for $30. I took home $25.80. This next one is a pair of Abercrombie pants, almost like a parachute type pant. Sold for $60. I had these listed pretty high, but I got an offer for $60 this week and went ahead and took it. Took home $47.92. My Molly doll, found her at a thrift store that just opened recently in my town. She was sitting on a shelf for $2. I went ahead and picked her up and she sold for $71.87. Big comfy couch characters. Always be on the lookout for those. My take home was $57.02. $2 into $57 within a couple days. Pretty awesome. Buck Mason. If you haven't heard of Buck Mason, they're a pretty sought after brand. Just make quality pieces, menswear. These were 2 different pairs of sweatpants. Buck Mason. They sold to the same buyer. Always love that. One sold for $35, one sold for $30. I gave them a little break on one for shipping. and I took home $59. I have a pair of Free People Movement pants. These sold on eBay for $45. Took home $35.73. Really cool vintage Olympics sweatshirt. Actually went home to Atlanta, which was pretty cool. I got an offer for $38 on that, so I took home $30.40. That was the Poshmark sale. This week I ran an auction on a piece of jewelry that I picked up at a yard sale last weekend. I picked it up for $1. It was a really cool sterling. I don't even know if it was a shell or a stone that was inside of it, but I just took really good pictures and put it up in an auction, starting it at 99 cents. It was marked sterling and had a really cool sterling, like, native design on the back. That sold for $54. It was a great auction, lots of watchers. I love when auctions do that, when I get lots of interest. I took home $45.36. Another one that was very low into it, $1 at a yard sale, and taking home $45 from that $1. It's pretty awesome. Rod and Gun. I'd never heard of this brand. I couldn't find much about it, but I just thought it was really cool. It had a hunting dog on it and cool color block lines. I had it up probably for about 6 months, and I'm surprised it sold going into spring, but that went out this week for $44.86. I took home $35.18. And last one of my 20 over $30 sales for you is a game. It's categories. Who would have thought? It was just some cool book style edition of categories. It was still new. All the pieces and stuff were still wrapped up inside of it. I got an offer for $32, and that went out the door. This week I took home $25.60. So just a nice quick run through 20 things that I sold this week for over $30. I mean, the lowest I took home was $25 on one of these. And they're just, I consider these kind of sales my bread and butter. I try to get $15 to $20 in profit. That's my goal. If I can't get $15 to $20 in profit, it's probably not worth my time to list. So I've been sticking to that. My ASP for the year right now is $50. I've sold 428 things since January 1st. A little over $27.5 in sales. And yeah, that works out to a $50 ASP. $50 average sales price. So just being able to look for those little things that will sell for a little bit more. That's not going to be, I still have those $10 sales from stuff that I listed, you know, over the last 2 years, but I'm being a little more picky these days. So I hope you guys had an awesome week. I'm going to hit some thrift stores and yard sales tomorrow. So hoping to find some treasures and more things that will sell this coming week that I can show you. Make sure you like and subscribe and follow me for more.